Well, in an abundance of theme park news this week, we now know that Texas is getting their very own Universal Studios theme park. That's right, everybody. I said Texas. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Exploring Attractions. My name is Scott. You're watching your stop for all things theme park and attraction related. If you guys are new here, consider subscribing down below with those bell notifications on, and leave this video a like at the end if you enjoyed it, because it helps out the channel a whole lot. Well, everybody, Universal Studios is officially getting a brand new theme park, and it's not Epic Universe. It's not a new water park. No, instead, it's a theme park going in Frisco, Texas. Where is Frisco, you may ask? Frisco is just 30 miles north of Dallas. Alright, I'm going a little bit too fast here. Let's slow it down a little bit. So early this morning, literally 30 minutes ago, Universal came out and announced that they'd be building a brand new theme park in Frisco, Texas. And this theme park would be catered to kids and families. And on top of that, they also announced a brand new Halloween Horror Nights experience coming year-round to Las Vegas, Nevada, which that'll be for a separate video because there's a few speculation things I want to talk about with that. However, unlike the Halloween Horror Nights thing, we do have a concept art that we can kind of break down and know exactly what's going to be featured in this theme park that's currently being constructed. And while I know this all may seem a little bit odd to you, let me make it a little bit more simpler and let you all know what to expect for this. Now, when you first look at this, it looks really neat. It looks like a Universal theme park. And like I said, Universal has announced that this will be catered to families and more little of kids. And while it does look like there's tons of spinning attractions, different playgrounds and stuff like that, there are also bigger buildings that could hold slower dark ride. And just at first glance, it looks like these different buildings will hold rides similar to Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash, maybe even E.T., stuff like that. That still has that family aspect to it, but not having something of a huge thrill. Now, keep in mind, these theme parks aren't going to be nothing like Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal Orlando Resort. They'll be a little bit more different. The best thing that I can compare this theme park to is if you visited Sesame Place either in Pennsylvania or in California, you know exactly what you're expecting. And while I do think that these will be a little bit better than the Sesame Place locations, that's kind of the idea that you're trying to get from that. Sesame Place San Diego is really neat. It features tons of different kiddie attractions while also featuring tons of different water slides that have a lot of thrill to them and a lot of fun, but it's not something that a thrill junkie would be going to or visiting, or someone who just wants to visit a theme park would be visiting first. Now, judging from this concept art, it looks like it's going to be heavily themed around DreamWorks. That's just the kind of idea that you get from the front entryway, and that's what you can kind of break down as far as what's going to be featured throughout the park. Well, if you look to the right, it definitely looks like this will be some form of Trolls themed land with the Trolls attraction. You obviously have the different flowers, and it looks like you're going to be meant to be the size of a troll in a bigger area, which is pretty neat because you don't see trolls featured anywhere at the different Universal Studios parks. So this will, unless something opens up before it, will be the first time that trolls is featured in an attraction based area. Right above that, you can obviously see that this is going to be a Shrek themed area, and the reason why I say obviously is because there's a spinner ride that has the red dragon right there, obviously from Shrek. It looks like that building is covered in what looks to be a swamp, and then of course all the medieval castle area, that's a dead giveaway in it being Shrek. And I am super excited for a Shrek themed land to come to this DreamWorks park. I'm going to just call it a temporary name in DreamWorks World. And it all kind of makes sense now as to why they got rid of Shrek 4D over at Universal Studios Florida. And that couldn't, that may not be the reason. They may just be featuring Shrek at this park because that's what they want to do. But I'm just saying, like, it kind of all links together. Right across from that, it looks like something right out of Camp Jurassic over at Islands of Adventure. And if you guys don't know, well, DreamWorks actually has a Camp Cretaceous Jurassic series. It's an animated series. So that's what that looks like. Obviously, with all the leaves and everything, it looks like you're going to have that Discovery Center that, like I said, we see in Islands of Adventure as well. That's exactly what it looks like. Now, the only one that I don't really have an idea of is the other land. It looks like this is going to be split up into 4 main lands and then a central hub area, similar to what Epic Universe is. The one on the bottom left, I cannot make out what it's going to be quite yet. I don't want to go out and guess something. Now, there's an obvious one that's a big name, which is Kung Fu Panda, but in my opinion, that doesn't really look like a Kung Fu Panda themed area. I could be wrong though. So, right now we have 3 lands that you can definitely make out what they are, just zooming in a little bit on the concept art and seeing exactly what the different details are. And then it looks like you have a main attraction that'll go through over the entire theme park in a boat attraction that'll go through, like I said, the different lands. You're going through the Camp Cretaceous area, going through some of the Shrek area. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. I think that some theme parks are lacking that, and then they just go the route of putting a railroad that surrounds their theme park. Well, I think a boating ride going throughout the theme park is a really neat idea. Now let's slow down a little bit and get to the details that Universal did release as far as the DreamWorks world goes. This will also feature a 300-room hotel at the very front of the theme park, and there's a lot of criticism going on as to why doesn't Universal Studios Hollywood have a hotel, but this mini theme park does. Well, that's because of the area that it's in. It's in Frisco, Texas. This is something that they don't have there. It's going to cater to a completely different audience, and I think that's why they're going with a hotel here. They talked about it being a 1 to 2 day destination, so while this theme park is a little bit on the smaller side, they're promising that you could spend 2 days here, and I'm thinking with the 2 day destination thing, they're talking about 1 full day at the hotel, exploring all the amenities, chilling by the pool, and then another full day at the actual theme park. This park is going to be over 100 acres big, which isn't that large, but it does look a little bit bigger than the Sesame Place locations. And obviously they do have the space for a massive boat attraction and different buildings that will hold attractions inside of them, so I don't think it's going to be as tiny as some people think it will be. There's absolutely no time frame as to when this project will be complete, but judging based on the sale of the land, it looks like they'll have to open it within the next 4 years. So that would put us at a 2027 opening date if you're looking at the maximum time that they have to put this thing up. Honestly, in my opinion, I think it'll probably open up around 2025 to 2026, similar to when Epic Universe is opening up Universal Studios Florida. That way Universal has a great year and they can kind of cross promote the both of them. Now that we've gotten through all the different details and whatnot, I want to talk a little bit about my thoughts on this. The Texas theme park market is very interesting. During the weekends, obviously the theme parks get very busy. I've seen this with SeaWorld San Antonio, I've seen it with Six Flags Fiesta Texas, but during the week it's not open. They're not 365-day parks, and that's because when you go either on a Friday or a Thursday during the daytime, it's not very busy at all. It's actually a ghost town. Now obviously during the nighttime it does get quite busy, and during the weekend it does get quite busy as well. However, the theme park market in Texas, I guess you could say, is there, just not all the time. And that's exactly why Universal's not going for some large scale theme park. They're going for a smaller one catered to the families, which I think is a very smart move. I think that Disney should have taken advantage of this a long time ago. I think that they should have put in some small form of theme park in Texas. And Frisco, Texas is a perfect place to do so because you have all the locals in Frisco who are going to visit this who don't necessarily want to drive 30 miles down the way to go visit a Six Flags park that's not really catered to families at all. So you're attaching yourself to that local market, which is also going to do very well. We see this happening already in Arizona, where they're getting ready to open up kind of a Hot Wheels theme / Barbie theme park that's also going to be a shopping center. It's a very small thing, however it is going to target that small audience in Arizona and still bring in tons of money for them. Now I'm very excited for this. I don't think that this is going to fail whatsoever. I think this is actually a very good thing for Universal because it's going to get people to go out to Texas and visit that park as well. Now, like I've been saying a million times in this video, it is catered to families, so your generic theme park guest who likes to visit Universal Studios Florida or Universal Studios Hollywood is not going to make the trip out to Texas to visit this. But people like me, who are theme park enthusiasts and want to see everything new, definitely will. And of course we try to get out to Texas yearly anyways, so now let's just add something else for us to cover on the channel and go visit. I think it's a great move for Universal. Like I said, I think it's something that Disney should have already attacked and jump on, and maybe they will, now seeing Universal jump the gun and go on and build a new theme park in Texas. But of course, just like everything, some people may disagree, and I want to know down below in the comments section what your thoughts are on the potential DreamWorks world. I say potential because I'm just saying that's a potential name, but the official theme park going in Frisco, Texas, set to open who knows when. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comments section. But as for today's video, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. My name is Scott, and you've been watching Exploring Attractions. Positivity is key, and most importantly, remember to keep exploring. Peace out, everybody.